Namaste to all our viewers in Bharat and outside of Bharat. Welcome to yet another episode of The Show presented by Kala Crazy about literature and arts, founded by Sanjay Chandra in association with Let's Talk. Let's Talk creates safe and reflective spaces for meaningful conversations, spaces where we connect, listen, and grow together. This episode is also being recorded and will be shared on the Kala YouTube channel at Sanjay Chandra 5376. So today is International Women's Day, and nothing can be more appropriate than having a distinguished guest, Abha Iyengar, on our show. So welcome Abha to the show. So let me give a very brief introduction of Abha. It is a pleasure this evening to welcome Abha Iyengar, an award-winning writer, editor, translator, and a British Council certified creative writing mentor. Her work has appeared widely in literary journals and notable anthologies such as Best Asian Speculative Fiction and Best Asian Crime Fiction. She is the author of acclaimed collection including the Gout Cellar and Other Stories, Flash Bites, and The Full Platter, and has also curated and edited anthologies like Kintsugi and Skin. Her latest short story collection, Big Daddy's Chair Stories, which explores the complexities of human relationships and marginalized lives with striking insight, has been honored with the Kala Suchit Literature Award 2026. Abha, it's wonderful to have you on the show. It's indeed our privilege.
Thank you so much, and such an honor to be here. And especially on International Women's Day, I just feel that perhaps the date was selected for me to be on the show on this day. It
I
seems,
completely
like
agree.
aligned with, and it's so so representative of everything I speak about in my books, in my writings. Um, uh, as anyone who's read my work or come across any of my talks, they know how important it is for me to speak with my woman's voice and speak my thoughts as a woman.
Yeah,
Uh, Thank you very much
thank you.
for having me on the show.
And let me just remind our viewers that this episode is being recorded, so it will be available on our YouTube channel. So let's begin our conversation, Abha.
Yes, please go
Perfect.
ahead.
Perfect. So my first question, since it's a International Women's Day, what is the significance of this day to you?
Um, it is very significant because, first of all, it recognizes women, and women need to be recognized all the time. In fact, I think every day should be a Women's Day, but since at least we have one day which recognizes a woman, and women are supposed to hold up more than half the sky, but they're literally bending over under that weight of that sky, and they're not being recognized for all the work that they do. It's a invisible labor, as anyone who's alert and aware will acknowledge that. So, and it's also like, it shows women, like women, this on this day I feel that women can just sort of speak a bit more, talk a bit more, hold their head high a bit more, and know, okay, fine, we're also being recognized, even if it's for one day. And sort of that sort of can sort of, let's say, spread over a period of time and give them more sense of self and identity and thinking about themselves. We have been brought up to think about everybody else but ourselves. I
Yeah.
have experienced it myself, so I know where I'm speaking from. Yeah, so it's very important, and I'm so delighted to be here on this day.
No, we also, I think, believe that it's a privilege to have you, and it's so appropriate that you are here on this particular day. So you talked about women being underdogs, so to say. Is that in the field of art, do you think that women are getting the recognition that is due to them, or even here also they are suffering and they are underrepresented and under recognized?
I think, you see, if you see the creative fields, it's like dominated by women. More women will be writers or joining book clubs or going. It's just they have to find expression through these fields. But again, when it comes to recognition, um, I always feel that it's a long way in coming. If awards are given and all, of course, things are changing now, but it's dominated by the male space. And even when you see conversations on television and things, and other media, if there are if there are four men, then you'll have one woman.
Yeah.
The balance is not there, and people are trying now, of course. They say, okay, we'll give 2 seats to the women. So they're trying, and that's very important because women are not given a voice. And then conversations will be dominated by the men, and women, if you see, again, have to speak a bit louder, a bit clearer, a bit, and then it's like, then it comes out as what the people call an aggressive voice. It is not aggressive. It's
Mm.
just a voice which wants to be heard, I think. It's
Mm.
very important that we have a voice being heard wherever possible, however possible. It's a suppressed voice because, women are supposed to be seen, not heard. This is some known cliche that women should be seen, not heard. They should look pretty. They should not speak their mind. They should do what is required and then retrace their steps. So
Mm.
any woman who speaks her mind is considered rebellious
Yeah.
or revolutionary,
Yeah.
or talking like a man. I
Yeah.
mean, what is talking like a man? There is no gender here. When you're talking, you're talking. And if you're speaking your mind, if you are expressing yourself, it's
Mm.
just a way to show that you're a human being, just like that man sitting next to you or the woman sitting next to you, anyone sitting next to you. You're just talking. Now, if
Mm.
I'm expressing myself as a woman, I
Mm.
can also just keep quiet and not say anything and just nod and smile
Yeah.
and, like, just be part of the atmosphere or environment.
Mm.
But that has to change. And so it's very important that we speak as women. It
Mm.
doesn't mean that men are not speaking, men are speaking. But women are generally sort of, it's a very invisible kind of thing. It's a
Mm.
very, uh, it's, uh, it's sort of the subtext everywhere,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
So, and this is my belief, of course. People may
Mm.
agree or disagree, but this is
Mm.
my thinking.
Mm.
And I have lived so many years. It's not that
Mm.
I'm a young novice. So I
Mm.
have seen the world, I have
Mm.
traveled, I have
Mm.
seen relationships happen, and I
Mm.
have seen how things work out. So we have a long way to go, I feel, Vardhan. I feel we have a long way to go.
No, I agree with you. But do you think that there is a progress in positive direction?
Yes. I think, especially with, I think, the kind of stuff which we are getting on social media, the kind of that the people are talking, even men are talking about how women should sort of find their space and not be expected to, work outside the home, work inside the home, be responsible for
Mm.
everyone, care for everyone. It's extremely trying.
Mm.
It's extremely trying to sort of uh, and I must say that we as women are very strong because we really actually manage it. But I think it destroys a lot of us. It
Mm.
destroys internally a lot of us. For
Mm.
example, they say, like, this area is the brain which is creative. Now, if
Mm.
your creative part of your brain, instead of thinking of a story or some artwork or some dance that you want to do or something, you start thinking about, okay, I have to tell the cook this, I have to tell the
Yeah.
maid this, I have to look after my in-laws, I have to give them the medicine on time, and so on. These little little things,
Yeah.
these are invisible things. And then the acknowledgement is not there.
Yeah.
Acknowledgement, I have heard so many people say that, oh, she's at home,
Yeah.
what does she do?
Yeah.
But one day a woman steps out of the house, and then one knows what she does.
Yeah. I agree. I
So
think
I may be sounding very extremely vehement, but I'm speaking
I
my
think
mind over here.
no, I
So
think you
yeah,
are making a point very well. And I think that is true is that women are today seen to be doing or they are expected to be doing more than what men do to achieve same level of success. And that is something which is everyone has to realize and understand that part.
yes,
You are absolutely right. So, one question that comes to my mind, continuing on this theme itself, is that do you think women writers or performers are more sensitive and more expressive than their male colleagues?
I won't agree as writers. I mean,
Mm,
writers, whether you're male or female, it depends. As
mm,
writers can
mm,
be sensitive.
mm,
It's not that,
mm,
as you know, it's not that you would say only women are sensitive as writers or as
mm,
artists or as choreographers or as dancers. Men are also,
mm,
it's expressive, but men have greater freedom.
yeah.
That I would say,
Mm,
greater independence because they don't have added responsibilities. And that I'm coming from my space again. Men, whatever I have seen, men, like everyone says that, okay, if a woman was to reach a particular place, she should have had a wife with her. You know, if she had a wife, she would definitely reach that place because a wife or a partner who's taking care of everything else.
mm,
Because everything else has also to be taken care of. And this is where relationships come in and understandings come in and how complex relationships are actually. What is an understanding between the man and the woman and the rest of the household? How
mm,
much support do you get as a creative person?
mm. Okay.
Women have had to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They start with a handicap, so to say.
Yes. So gender should not be a handicap, but it is.
It is.
Not
Hopefully,
that I would not say, I mean, I'm also very happy being a woman. I love being feminine. I love being, having my qualities, which I have as a woman. But at the same time, to be able to express myself, to be able to have that space to, space and time to do what I want to do. It's often, I'm talking about every woman really. Often the woman has to fight for that space.
let's hope that on this day that future will be better than what it is right now, and coming
Yeah.
years and coming period will see a change for positive. So now,
Yeah, that is the hope. I call in my stories what is called rebellious hope. So, yes, we hope
yeah.
through, through whatever we are saying or speaking, we hope that things are better. And things are getting better in places, but they're also not very good in other places, in very many families and households, rural areas. I've seen parts of UP, I've seen even abroad, I've seen it's requires a lot of
Yes.
understanding.
No, I agree with you. So now coming to your skills and what you do, is that one of the things that you do is that apart from being an author or a poet, you are also an editor, and
Yes,
you edit the manuscripts which are written by other authors.
yes, yes.
When you are doing that, how do you ensure that your bias or your thought process and your point of view doesn't creep in into the process of editing, so as to make sure that you are able to reflect what the author is writing?
That's a very good question, actually, because very often authors will say that please, when you are editing, make sure that my voice remains my voice and you are not editing my voice completely out of the story or the manuscript. And that's very important. So, yeah, one has to be very careful. Where I feel that certain things I don't agree with, I will make that comment. But it's the author's prerogative to take it wherever he or she wants what they want, because I just feel that it is your work. It is what you are saying. So, as an editor, I'm very careful. And all work I have edited, people have said that people actually. Sorry, I'm sorry. This has disappeared.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just got interrupted.
Okay.
But yeah, but they have said that, mm, uh, you know, you do very good work. You make sure that our voice is not removed. I'm extremely careful about that because I know if someone tried to change my voice, the way I have written my story, some editors do that. They completely.
Hmm.
obliterate your
Ah.
own work.
Hmm.
That is terrible. That is something we have to be very careful of. I would really say that. Yeah.
Okay. So coming to the same topic, is it really critical and important to have an editor, or it is something which the author himself can manage?
I think it's extremely important to have an editor. I'm an editor myself, but when I send something for publishing, there's always an editor editing my work also. And a lot of stuff I accept
Hmm. Hmm.
because I agree. I mean, I have to see, we always have to have an open mind. If we say I am right and I am
Hmm.
always right, and as an author, then why are you giving your work for editing or anything? Just send it.
Hmm.
Yes, see, you always need a second. You have support, Vardhan, you have written something, right?
Yeah.
Now, unless you have one or two other people reading it, one or two people commenting on it, and especially an editor because they have practiced eyes,
Hmm.
how it was just an improvement usually on your work to give
Okay.
it to somebody else.
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when an author writes a book and it is edited by someone like you and it gets published and it receives recognition and awards, generally the editor's role is not something which gets prominence and he gets or she gets recognized. If you see actually the film industry, the editor is a very important part of the film's success story. Why is it
Yeah.
that in writing it is not so? It's my
Uh,
understanding, of course.
yes. It will take its time, but it will come into being. You see, like translators, if you say 10 years ago, also, translators and translations were not given space or recognition. Now, translations are all over the place, and
Yeah.
translations are being, given that limelight which they deserve, which they had not got for so long. So it will come. But usually, what does happen is the writer acknowledges in the acknowledgements that this has been edited, not every time
Hmm.
but sometimes. And of course, they ask your permission that can we put your name there as the editor.
Hmm.
So of
Hmm.
course, I always agree because it's edited by me. Why should I not have my name there as an editor? But very often the editor is unrecognized. The work of the editor goes unrecognized, but it is so important for a book, extremely important. It's like in films, without editing, how would a film be? Or for anything, it requires editing, it requires reviews, it requires, you yourself as a writer, write a draft, write a second draft, write a third draft. You have improved, but then you have, it is too close to you. So you have to give it to beta readers, and then an editor, and the publishing house may have the editor. So all that is there. It's very important.
Do you think that in Western world editors get their recognition or the situation there also is similar?
Oh yeah, then of course they get recognized. I mean, editors are well known outside. They're known as editors. The outside space is very different. The Western world is extremely different.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The approach is different.
Hmm.
You see, I remember when I started actually my writing,
Hmm.
it began through the internet and it was being first recognized outside in the
Hmm.
West. And then it came that in India, people started
Hmm.
recognizing my work.
Hmm.
So I got validation first from outside India.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the other thing is that they're so prompt. Now, here, the attitude is that if I reply to the email immediately,
Hmm.
people will think I don't have anything else to do. It's not true. It's not correct. But this is the attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say, take some time, don't reply immediately. Because otherwise, the person will say, oh, you don't have any other work. It's not that. You're being polite.
Yeah.
I believe that if I am being prompt, I'm being polite, and people appreciate that.
Hmm.
But there's always there will be one attitude and the other attitude. So it depends just exactly what you want to follow, what approach you
Hmm.
want to follow. But that is my approach. And also upbringing, because I think my dad was the kind that punctuality was one big thing, So it's an upbringing.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that there is a sense or there is a case for having an award or recognition for editors also?
Oh, that would be excellent. That would be, I mean, no one has thought of it, but it would be excellent. Because of course we have, there are now WhatsApp groups forming of editors. Editors are getting also the space to speak and interact with each other and learn from each other. But yeah, I think that's an excellent idea, because translators now get,
Mm.
and languages get, and of course writers, authors, poets,
Yeah.
non-fiction writers. uh, I think it's an excellent idea.
So we have Sanjay Chandra with us. Maybe we can invite his views, and maybe next festival he can have the category instituted.
Yes,
Yeah. Sanjay, any
Sanjay.
comments?
Last year we realized that quite a few books that we had received, they were mostly in the short story section. They had translators, and the translators were also recognized on the book cover, or as a part of the book itself, that these are the translators. So what we did was that we gave them also the citation or the plaque as applicable for translation. So we did that. And unfortunately, what has happened is that in most of the cases, like I have published 3 books, and in all the 3 books, I asked the team that you please let me know who has been the editor.
Mm.
I want to acknowledge the editor in my, at least in my acknowledgements,
Mm.
but they never gave me the name of the editor,
Okay.
uh, for whatever reason. I mean, whether it was their policy or what, but and but they, but mostly in the Western literature, if you would find that the editor is also prominently acknowledged, and a few of the good publishing houses in India also,
Mm.
the editor is acknowledged by name in the acknowledgements.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good idea, and thanks. Hopefully, we should be able to do something next in the next edition, fourth edition.
That will.
Incidentally, we have also announced the dates, not yet announced, but I'm just announcing it here for the first time, unveiling it for the first time, that the next year's festival dates we have finalized, and these are going to be 20th and 21st of February 2027. Now things would start flowing from there. I mean, the next book awards and everything. So let's see. Thank you.
So I think that's a good development, and next time maybe we will see editors also getting
I
recognized.
think you've made an excellent suggestion. Thank you
So
for it.
welcome. So my next question is that you also conduct workshop for writers, correct?
Right.
Now, when you are doing that, conducting those workshops, do you assess where each of the participant his skill sets are, what are his pluses, minuses, and accordingly tailor-make the program for him, or how is that approach?
Again, a very excellent question. Yes, you see, each per individual I mentor usually one-on-one. Uh, Recently, I've been doing that. Earlier, I used to hold classes, but now I'm mentoring one-on-one. So, of course, it is. Everyone comes with different, some of them want to write stories, but you find out that they write poems. They only are inclined towards writing poems. It's just that they think writing a story is more important or better or whatever, and they will veer towards that. So then you have to tell them that, write poems,
Mm,
concentrate on writing poems. Or someone, then the language, and their what some of them are very good readers, but when it comes to writing, it's they need to express themselves, they are inhibited. It's all a growth process, actually. It's like how it's a kind of learning how to express, how to write a story. Some of them are extremely successful at it, some of them need more work.
mm,
It's
mm,
very individualistic, but yes, it is tailored. Well, there is a general format, but it will be tailored to the individual, because you tend to recognize what are the strengths and weaknesses of each person whom you're teaching. It's, I think all teachers will face this, mentors will face this. And of course, since it's an individual thing, so I can pay attention. If it's a full class, then it's different.
mm, mm. Do you
But
think that
some people are naturally inclined towards it, and and others are inhibited, they take more time.
Do you think that this particular aspect of coaching the budding writers or authors is amenable to being part of the, let's say, a structured course of any university or college, or it's something which they will find it difficult to do it?
I think some universities are already doing, like Ashoka University and all do have creative writing courses, as far as I know. I mean, and other of these private universities definitely are having it. So in fact, one does have these courses, and abroad too, you have MFA and all in creative writing. Definitely, one can have a course in universities, but people who are exploring writing for the first time,
Mm,
for them, it's also a kind of thinking, can I write, to have that confidence. And then, so if they have they mentoring them, they at least know, okay, this is a space I want to continue in, or this is a space which is maybe I should try something different.
mm, mm.
You need a lot of staying power, you need a lot of staying power, so to be a writer, or anywhere actually, any kind of work. But yeah, as a writer, because it's so
Mm,
difficult to define
mm.
what you're exactly doing.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So now coming to your journey as a poet, you are an accomplished poet. So how much of that writing a poem, how much of that is a inspiration and how much of that is a perspiration?
For me, I'm talking only about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always inspiration because it just comes to me. Poetry is just comes to me. In fact, I started as a poet, and then I turned to prose and all. And so even I think when I'm writing my prose, I feel that it is often very poetic. That's my assessment again. Like I'm not making any statements like that. People have to read my work to know. But yeah, it is for me it's inspiration, and then of course you work on it a bit.
Mm,
But it's like it comes like the wind, as someone said, and then it goes like the wind. So if you don't write it down immediately, it's gone. The next morning I won't remember, the next
mm,
moment I won't remember what are those words, what are the exact.
mm,
So I have to write it down there and then, because it's actually very emotive, it's a feeling.
mm, mm,
Poetry is very emotive, it connects from the heart.
mm.
So for me it's just my feelings being expressed, so that's how it is for me.
Okay. So how do
What
you write it down immediately when that thought comes to your mind? You are in a busy
Okay, so
place
yeah,
or you are in a
yeah,
meeting?
yeah, it's on my mobile.
Acha. Okay. Okay.
Notes.
Notes.
This is the thing, nowadays we can just make the note on the mobile very fast,
Yes.
very fast, at
So
least the basics.
the technology helps.
Oh yeah, technology has helped me so much. Like what? Internet was like breaking open the field for me, because I connected with the West and the writers and abroad, and I got the recognition and I got the ideas, and I realized, okay, I can do this.
Mm, mm.
Technology is very helpful. It's also, everything has pluses and minuses,
Oh,
but
of
yeah.
course. Of course. So maybe at this stage, if I would request you, if you can read or recite one of your favorite poem that our viewers would definitely love.
Okay. It's not a favorite. Well, it's one of the poems which I've written recently, and I think it's sort of is very suited, perhaps. Let me see. Very suited for today's day, recognizing. Uh, it's sort of. Let me find it. Recognizing women. In this case, it's my mother.
Okay.
I'll read it out.
Oh, please.
Yeah. Um, I don't remember, mother. That's the title.
Okay.
We ran every Sunday to sit on the floor in line. Mother sat on the big black leather chair, put warm oil on my father's hair, her fingers gentle and quiet. Done, he got up smiling. The next head of hair was mine. I was the eldest. It was a Sunday early morning ritual, one which we loved. All done, we'd go out to the angan, sit in the sun. Did anyone oil my mother's hair? I don't remember. She must have done it herself, if at all. After our baths, we rushed to the dining table, hungry, happy, wolfing down aloo parathas, butter, lassi, fruits, endlessly supplied by mother from the kitchen. It was a Sunday ritual. She sweated, we sat under the fan, smiled and hugged her and went out to play. My dad returning to the newspaper. Did anyone feed my mother with hot parathas and butter? I don't remember. She fed herself, perhaps. We often went to picnic. Uh, we often went to picnic, Lily Pond in Calcutta, Talkatore Gardens in Delhi. Mother packed a huge wicker basket with cucumber and cheese sandwiches, apples and oranges, cold lemonade in a flask, cloth napkins, pristine, clean, and ironed well, plates and spoons, a durry to sit on, caps to protect our heads, all the paraphernalia needed for a good time in the sun. Father was particular. It was a Sunday ritual. With so much work on her hands, she still smiled. She was by nature happy. It served her well. No complaint ever arose from her lips. She just did the work. Was Sunday ever free for her? Or easy? Or fun? I don't remember. I did not think of it or her in that light. Now I do, all the time, filled with immense sadness. I never gave it a thought, so I don't remember. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Such a sensitive and, if I have to say that, something insightful that you have written. It's truly you have captured what happens in Indian household. Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you. So,
So this is how the poems come to me.
thank you. Thank you for sharing it with us and our viewers. So now coming to your book, the latest one, Big Daddy's Chair. First of all, I want to know what does that name mean? Why Big Daddy's Chair?
Well, actually, this chair, if you see the chair, if you
Yeah.
see this chair, if you would recognize it, it's I had gone to a workshop in Goa,
Hmm.
and they have these chairs, which are the old-fashioned chairs, which are so, and we, in that workshop, we had to write a story on some object. So I saw the chair and I thought the story was born of that. Now, the gentleman, I mean, for the title for this story, the person who is one of the characters in the story is Big Daddy. The name is Big Daddy. Like, like the mother's name was Big Mother, because like we have like Bade Papa Ji, or
Yeah.
like whatever in India, same way, Big Daddy. So this chair was his favorite chair, so it became Big Daddy's chair as the title of the book. That's how it was born. Uh, and people, like someone said, it's like an Enid Blyton. It's not at all like an Enid Blyton story, but yeah, it sounds like someone like one of those teddy bear stories or something. It's not at all like that. It's a very serious story actually.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how the title is born. This
Hmm.
is the title of the first story in the book. There are 15 short stories. Yeah,
So
so
maybe you can talk about the book a little more so that our viewers would get to know about the book and then they would be motivated to buy it.
uh, well, actually, the book is got several stories, which some of them I had written and got published in different literary journals and all, and then some which were unpublished, and then I put them all together. And some of the themes which they deal with is a lot of them are on women, and a lot of them are on, how how in society we have these little injustices which we are practicing all the time, whether it's on a woman or somebody else who's working for us, or and how every very very often, or it's a love for the mother, or a mother oppressing the son. There's many stories like that. I mean, uh, there's stories of like relationships, again, a desire, uh, and where it takes you, you start assuming things which don't happen. Like I have stories like Revelation is a story at the end of the book where the mother is like she is a bureaucrat, and she's a high caste woman, and so she oppresses her son also because her son can't speak up against her. And
Hmm.
then through standing up for a Dalit, and that's part of the story. This son of hers finds his own voice,
Hmm.
and his own manages to speak up against his
Hmm.
mother.
Hmm.
Or there is a story like The Taste of Home, where
Hmm.
this young boy comes to Bombay,
Okay.
and it's actually some stories are closer to me, like Big Daddy's Chair is one of the stories very
Hmm.
close to me.
Hmm.
But coming to this, The Taste of Home, where he has his father overnight, his father dies. He's in the village. He comes to Bombay. How he tries to, he's just trying to earn money, to
Mm.
get back home and build a house for his mother, and then he takes to gambling, and so
Mm.
that also has some kind of an ending.
Mm.
And of course, Big Daddy's Chair is a story which was born in this workshop, and it turned out to be. It is again, see, when we write a story, it's not. It's that object. It's an amalgamation of what we have seen. We bring together something else from what
Mm.
has happened. Like the village I talk about is actually a village I was visiting. Uh,
Mm.
so that was fresh in my
Okay.
mind with all that.
Okay.
So things like that, and these stories, I think, are from. I think they are tender. They're tender,
Mm.
and they're also eye openers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, very briefly, we are running out of time actually. What are your
Yeah.
future plans? What should we expect from you in next 24 months?
Oh God. Yes, I'm, of course, editing is carrying on very well. But apart from that, I have two books which I'm writing. Third one, which I plan to write, but two books which I want to finish this year and hopefully get published.
Okay.
Which are so those I'm very keen on. Then there's a collection of stories, which again is the fantasy stories which I've written over a period of time, which I plan to put together. There's a lot of stuff like that happening.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So we should expect a lot from you, and we'll look forward to that. So
I hope you all look forward to this to the work
we will.
and purchase the work and appreciate the work, because
Yes.
validation is so important.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So that was Abha for you, award-winning writer, editor, translator, and creative writing mentor, all rolled into one, sharing her insights and literary journey with us this evening. Her work continues to explore the layered realities of human lives, bringing together sensitivity, sharp observation, and powerful storytelling. This brings us to the close of today's episode of the show, presented by Kala, crazy about literature and arts, in association with Let's Talk. If you missed any part of this conversation or would like to revisit it, the full episode would be available on the Kala YouTube channel at Sanjay Chandra 5376. Thank you for joining today's episode and being part of the this growing community of readers, writers, and literary conversations. Until next time, stay curious, keep reading, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you, Abaji.
Thank you very much, Vardhan and Sanjay ji, and all of you at Kala. And I'm so grateful that I could speak today and express myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.